I'm Attorney Ben Schwartz, and today I want to ask you a question about what do you think about President Obama commuting sentences for nonviolent drug offenders. I want to tell you that what got me thinking about this topic is I read an article on Delaware Online a few days ago that essentially talked about the number of people and the types of crimes involved in President Obama's commutations. And basically the article said about, every month he commutes, I think, 40 or 50 sentences of inmates in federal prisons, people who've been convicted of federal drug crimes. And the idea is that he's looking to pick out, nonviolent drug offenders who received extremely harsh sentences under the older sentencing guidelines. And so, for example, if someone was convicted of being a drug mule, that is someone who carries drugs for a drug dealer, that person might have gotten 50 years in prison, and that seems really exorbitant, it seems really long, and so the president might commute that sentence. One of the people whose sentences he commuted recently is a gentleman from Wilmington, Delaware, who was convicted and sentenced to 25 years for cocaine distribution and weapons offenses. And I don't have the details of what the sentence was or what the convictions were, but I'm just going by the Delaware Online article that talks about, cocaine and guns. And so it got me thinking, is cocaine and guns really the type of nonviolent offense that you're looking at a commutation for, or is it something where you should do the full 25 years? And so I'm wondering what people think about this. Should the president be commuting sentences? These are sentences where a prosecutor looked at the matter, perhaps a defense attorney looked at the matter, a judge reviewed the case and gave the sentence. And I understand that there are mandatory minimums that come into play, but what do people think about the president reviewing criminal cases, federal criminal cases, and commuting people's sentences? Is it something that he ought to be doing? Is it something that he ought not to have the power to do? Is it a good thing because people are serving long jail sentences that really they shouldn't be serving for drug-related offenses? Or is it something where we should not be letting people back out on the street because they pose a danger to society? I'd be interested to know what you think. I'm Attorney Ben Schwartz. You can comment on this. We're going to put this video on Facebook at our Facebook page, schwartzandschwartz.com, facebook.com/schwartzandschwartz. You can also send me an email, ben.schwartz@schwartzandschwartz.com.